What's going on today? This is David again. Just going to bring y'all another video. This video is called The Voice. The Israelites are supposed to hearken to the voice, who is a servant of God, who is a man who has a knowledge from the beginning, who the Lord has appointed to speak his word. The Lord speaks through him. He is the voice of the Lord. And he will have the knowledge, and he will be able to teach you how to get to the kingdom. How to truly get to the kingdom, because you have to know how to get there. The 400 prophets of Ahab, they don't know how to get to the kingdom. It's only folly. And that's what you're seeing with the fig tree right now. It's cool. It's great. The Lord woke up the spirit like he said he was going to do, but he told you not to follow it. You need to be studying the word. I just made a video called The Rod. I think it's 3 parts. The Hebrew man is to be studying the word. That's all that matters to you. And you must hearken to the voice. Not your pastor who doesn't know anything. Not some dude who you think is a camp leader or whatever. It sounds great. They have a great voice. You're entertained. How do I get to the kingdom? What do you mean, brother? Stop listening to them. I'm just going to tell you flat out. They're playing games. It's vanity. You losing your life is not vanity. Rappers getting killed as it's prophesied in the scriptures, that's not vanity. That's real life. This is not a game for you. Young sisters getting put in trunks, coming up with dead bodies. It's not a game. It's not vanity. It's real. People don't believe in the word. You want to do your own thing, and it's killing you. I don't know how else to say it. You're going to hearken to the voice. It's taught from Enoch, taught all the way through, but you got to pay attention to what's being said. The curses, I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through the law. I'm going to go through some of the prophets. And then New Testament, and the Lord talks about it in John. The Israelites are to hearken to the voice, no one else. That's who you're to be dealing with. If you are fortunate to get a voice, because not all of our people are going to get one. All mankind will hear the voice, but only a few will follow him. The Lord sends out strong delusions on people. You're either going to have this knowledge to know how to only choose the good. Don't choose the evil. You better have this butter. Gentiles, same thing. You're going to run into, if you're fortunate, the Lord has chose you to make it to the kingdom, you're going to run into a door or a voice. And that's who you need to follow. That's the only way you're going to get out. I'm saying this in an alarming way because it's 100% true. I can prove it. I'm going to prove it here. Let your fear guide you. I know the word, and I'm seeing a lot of foundation. It's going to be very bad here. Let your fear guide you. Fear God. We are in the time of a lot of prophecies, the foundations being laid, and a lot of you are sleepwalking out here. Netflix and chill, sports, still obsessed with being with your oppressor, loving money, pagan holidays as an Israelite or a Gentile. You need to stop. The game is over. The devil is starting his vigil. They've been buying mortgage-backed securities. They're inflating the dollar. They are. Other nations are buying silver and gold like crazy. They're going to crash this dollar, and they've been buying. Oh yeah, a lot of companies been buying real estate, buying homes cash, paying 50, 60% more than asking. They're going to turn you all to renters. They're trying to bring in that chip. That's what all this is about. The cough syrup. Who's going to join and who's not? They're going to decide who they need to kill. It's not going to be funny here anymore. This is not just some guy on YouTube teaching the Bible. This is life. The whole world has forgot God. But he hasn't forgot the promise he made to Jacob and Adam. It's coming to pass. So that means judgment has to come. Anyway, let's give all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and all praise to you lost sheep of the house of Israel, and mankind who fears God. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop dealing with folly and foolishness in life. The Spirit of the Lord is going to rule. The waters are going to flood the earth. The waters of this word. It's already happening. Let's get it. The voice of the Lord. The book of the secrets of Enoch, chapter 22. On the 10th heaven, I saw the appearance of the Lord's face, like iron made to glow in fire, and brought out, emitting sparks, and it burns. Thus I saw the Lord's face, but the Lord's face is ineffable, marvelous and very awful, and very, very terrible. And who am I to tell the Lord's unspeakable being, and of his very wonderful face? And I cannot tell the quantity of his many instructions. The quantity of his many instructions. He can't tell it. He can't tell the quantity. It's too much. The Lord has so many instructions in his vault, and it's only given to his servants. The disciples were being taught by the Lord. He was giving them secret counsel, and when he perished, they learned from him directly. The elect are going to learn by the Spirit. He's going to lead them to the secret counsel to understand this word. And that's just how it's going to work. You're either going to believe it or you're not. Let's read. The quantity of his many instructions and various voices. Right. So there's going to be 144,000 men who are going to be like Noah, Jeremiah, Isaiah. They're going to have the voices, but they're various. So the Lord is speaking through them. That's who you are to listen to. Let's read. The Lord's throne very great and not made with hands, nor the quantity of those standing around him, troops and cherubim and seraphim, nor their incessant singing, nor his immutable beauty. And who shall tell the ineffable greatness of his glory? That's right. And I fell prone and bowed down to the Lord. And the Lord with his lips said to me, have courage, Enoch, do not fear. Arise and stand before my face into eternity. And the archistrate Michael lifted me up and led me before the Lord's face. And the Lord said to his servants, tempting them, let Enoch stand before my face into eternity. And the glorious ones bowed down to the Lord and said, let Enoch go according to thy word. Right, they didn't want to let him through, but the Lord let him through, tempting them. The Lord's angels, they're not playing with flesh. And the Lord said to Michael, go and take Enoch from out of his earthly garments and anoint him with my sweet ointment. That's right, that's what they use, the Levites would use. Let's read. And put him into the garments of my glory. And Michael did thus as the Lord told him. He anointed me and dressed me, and the appearance of that ointment is more than the great light. And his ointment is like sweet dew, and its smell mild, shining like the sun's rays. And I looked at myself and was like one of the glorious ones. That's right, like the transfiguration. That's what belongs in the book of Luke, but they changed it into Moses. It's Enoch. They don't want you to read these books. And the Lord summoned one of the archangels by the name of Pruvail, whose knowledge was quicker in wisdom than the other archangels, who wrote all the deeds of the Lord. And the Lord said to Pruvail, bring out the books from my storehouses, the Lord's books, not your apostles' books, the Lord, the King. And a reed of quick writing, and give it to Enoch, and deliver to him the choice and comforting books out of thy hand. The choice and comforting books. Right, the Lord, for these are men who have the voice, the Lord is going to give each one of these men a portion. One brother might know this, one brother might know that. But they're going to be all over the earth. There's going to be 144,000 of them, and they are the voice of the Lord. And through the angel, they get this knowledge. That's who you're supposed to listen to. Let's read. Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. God, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath the appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. Excuse me. That's right. The Lord speaks to the men through the prophets who are his servants, who are the voices. The Israelites don't listen to the voices, they get punished. Because it's like the Lord is speaking to you. The Testament of Isaac, chapter 6. Now when it became generally known that the man of God had regained his sight, people gathered to him from everywhere, listening to his words of life. For they realized that a Holy Spirit of God was speaking in him. Right. Isaac is a door. He has life. What does it say? Adam has life on earth. He's man. These are the servants of God. They're like Adam. They have the knowledge to go to the Lord for everything. They're not going to some guy who's a false pastor. No, they are going to love the word and they're going to study it. They have life. Choose life over death. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 through 22. This might be two parts. Depends on how I get through these. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. Right. So Moses is telling you, all the tribes, that the Lord's going to raise someone up like Moses. Him you shall hearken. Not everyone, not the church pastors just trying to take your money and doing that false nonsense. Who's like Moses. What is Moses like? Moses has the secrets of the word of God. He knows it from the beginning. The Lord gave him secret counsel. So that makes Moses man. Just like Noah, the angel brought the knowledge to Noah. Noah is now a man. He went and built the ark. He built a house. He prophesied. He told people. Some listened, some didn't. The ones who didn't died. The ones who listened, the beast and the line of men, they got in. Let's read. According to all that thou desiredest of the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. Right. He has to let his voice be spoken through a man in the flesh, because you'd be too afraid to listen to him if you could see him. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. Like unto you, Moses. I'm going to raise a brother up like him, like you. And will put my words in his mouth. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Right. So the elect are all going to have a portion. You might not like what they say. One brother might be stronger than the other in something, but they're all going to have the knowledge from the beginning like Moses, and they're going to be able to teach you what you need to do. You can either listen or you cannot. It's up to you. Let's read. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. You're gonna get punished if you don't listen. So if you come across the voice and you turn your back, you don't listen, it's going to be required of you. You turned your back on your God and the commandment as a Hebrew, because you're bound to the covenant by blood. You must keep the commandment. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or thou shalt speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. Right. So Malcolm X, other gods, Martin Luther King, they were influencing a lot of you. Other gods, they're both gone. Listening, I've seen many pastors be shot in churches. You listen to these female pastors, it's going to be bad for you. This word is not a game. This is real. Your enemy is hiding it from you. We as the men of the Lord, we have to bring it to you. You can hear, forbear. Let's read. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? Right. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Right. You should be afraid of the voice, because the Lord is dealing with him. The Lord has got his right hand over him. And our people were wicked, and they would kill these men. This time around, it's gonna go the other way around. Going towards the kingdom, what you do to the servants of God is gonna come on you 100-fold. By not listening to this word, you see your ancestors got hung on trees, put on ships, because you wouldn't listen to the voice. This time, the sun is shining, the morning is coming, and he's giving you a chance. It's time to start studying, time to start keeping the word. No. Sorry about that. Anyway, Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 16 through 19. This day the Lord thy God hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thine heart and with all thy soul. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God. You're under the blood covenant. And to walk in his ways and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and to hearken unto his voice. That's part of the commandment. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. Walking around in folly in your heart, emotional. Oh, let's get together. It's my birthday. No, nobody's doing that. That's not for a Hebrew. That is sin. Let's read. I'm going to go to college with my buddies. No, you're not. You're not sending your kids in the fire. Let's read. As he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, and to make thee high above all nations which he hath made. So you keep these commandments, you get back your power. You study the word, you eat and drink, study the word, you get your power. But if you don't, in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he has spoken. Right. Holy. Separated. Deuteronomy chapter 27, verses 9 through 10. And Moses and the priests, the Levites, spake unto all Israel, saying, Take heed and hearken, O Israel, this day thou art become the people of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt therefore obey the voice of the Lord thy God, and do his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Who's talking? Moses and the Levites. What are the Levites? They're the anointed. Why? Because Moses teaches them. They would be voices. You listen to them. You don't, you die. There's no in between. You walk the straight gate. There's no possibility, you can repent and all that, but you need to understand this with all your heart. America is not your homeland. Africa is not your homeland. Israel is a part of Africa, but the idea that you have of Africa, that is not your homeland. You are in those lands because you don't listen to the voice. Period. You don't search for it. Let's read. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 through 68. Let's read. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. Who's talking? Moses. He's the voice. That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Right? You listen to the voice, you get the kingdom. You don't, you get captivity and death. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto do. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee, because you're going to smite your enemies in your face. You lost that spiritual power. You want to listen to Creflo Dollar? And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure. His good treasure. What's the good treasure? The rod. You would have this knowledge, but you don't have it anymore. Someone has to bring it to you. The heaven to give thee rain unto thy land in its season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. You are really beneath out here. Even with money, you still beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe to do them, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Right, you're an Israelite, but you're dealing with Islam, or you're worried about Egyptology or voodoo or whatever. He's going to afflict you for it. Let's read. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, you stop listening to Moses, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Overtake. Not possibly. It's going to overtake the Hebrews, the 12 tribes. What did the Lord say to Adam? Cursed be the ground for thy sake. These curses identify who the Israelites are, for them not listening, being disobedient. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. That's right. Cursed shall be the basket in thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. Yeah, your children are cursed. The fruit of their body, they're cursed. Let's read. And the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Yep. You're cursing and you're vexed and you get rebuked constantly by the nations. And all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do. Right. You want to be an Olympian? You want to be an athlete? You're cursed for it. They don't want you there. Or you have a problem. I've never had a black person play tennis. Like the Williams. That's right. You make movies about it and you think it's a good thing. That's how cursed you are. You think your oppression is worth a spectacle. Worth a movie. Until thou be destroyed. And until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. You're not listening to the Lord through his voice. You want Esau's paycheck. No integrity, just money. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee. Yeah, I just saw the little post. Kelly Price ended up catching the Rona. Right. It's going to cleave unto you. The pestilence. That's right. Until he have consumed thee from off the land. A lot of our brothers and sisters dying out here. Let's read. Whether thou goest to possess it. Right. You like to go into these lands. You Israelites trying to take it over. It's not going to happen. The Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword. That's right. And with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Right. Your neighborhoods, they shooting everywhere. Till you die. That's right. And the heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. And heaven shall it come down upon thee. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. There's no rain, no water. You're not getting any knowledge. Because the Israelites must live by this knowledge. And they have to get this knowledge from the voice. So you're not getting it. You're going to be destroyed. That's right. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. That's right. The Israelites were scattered into all the kingdoms of the earth due to slavery in many captivities. India, Africa, Europe, Asia, Philippines, the islands, America, Canada, Central America, South America. You name it, the Israelites are there due to slavery. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Right. Your body is a carcass. They use you to make money. Nobody frays them away from you. You got the skills. Remember he told you, gave you talent in Ezekiel? You raise your sons to be athletes, to be slaves. No one stops the oppression either. Let's read. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness. You know what madness is? Because you're not hearkening to the voice, your people go mad. Madness. You see, Jay, some of them go crazy. Because you don't hearken to the voice. Let's read. And blindness, right? Your people are blind to what's going on out here. And astonishment of heart. They are astonished what they see. Black Lives Matter. Oh, that's your astonishment. You just can't believe you watched a man get choked out on TV. Your own people. Blindness. Let's read. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. Right. You grope at noonday. You don't know what to do. Just hanging out. That's right. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. Only oppressed. It means you're not going to rule anywhere here. Not going to be, what was that, Black Wall Street. It's going to get burnt down. That's right. Have some integrity for yourself and your people. Turn from it. But you don't want to listen to us. And no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Right, you're going to be in that plantation, and Massa going to come to your cabin, and your Eve that he has his eye on, he's going to take her from you. And he's going to lay with her, and he's going to let his friends lay with her. Then he's going to bring her back to the cabin. Yeah, here you go. The Lord don't play games with you. That's raw. Who did that happen to? I got some guy left a message on my thing talking about the 12 tribes of white. Right. Who did that happen to? All these black Negro spiritual movies that are made about slavery, what people did that happen to? A lot of you men out here, you're going to get the sword for your evil hearts and not telling the truth. And I'm going to cheer when it happens. Let's read. Sick of the nonsense, man. People make me sick. You're freaking vile, man. You're disgusting. Let's read. The Lord needs to punish you people, man. You're going to get it. Let's read. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. That's right. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes. Right. The ox of the Lord. The Lord took the righteous and the wicked of our people. You would watch your ox, who would be your voice, get killed right before your eyes. Let's read. And thou shalt not eat thereof. That's right. You're not eating no food from the ox. That's right. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. The sheep, the people who would follow the ox, nobody saved you. Your ox was gone. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. That's right, you're an astonishment to these people. Black, you're an Indian. You're a Haitian, Puerto Rican. Now you carry the flag and you love it. It's an astonishment. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine oil shall cast his fruit. That's right, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. That's right. The olive trees are the oxes. They got the oil. They're casting their fruit away. You don't have them anymore. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. That's right. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Right? The stranger of your people or the Gentile that's among you, they're going to rise above you. But if you're a righteous man who the Lord has chosen, he's going to bring you down. That's right. The rich sit in a low place, rich in knowledge. You sit in a low place. A lot of your people are strangers to their God. A lot of Gentiles are strangers to the Lord. Let's read. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenedest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. That's right. Curse be the ground for thy sake, Adam, because these curses identify who you are. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. That's right, you're under the yoke in this kingdom, until he destroys you. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. That's right, he took all your food. Your enemy Took all your food away from you. That's right. Till he has destroyed you. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest. That's right. You trusted Black Wall Street. You tore it down. Throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left in him in the siege and the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear, and she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege and straitness. Yeah, I just saw this article. A sister killed her kids. Seeing that a lot lately. Wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear the glorious and fearful name, Yahweh thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness and long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. That's right. That's the voice part one. We're going to get into part two. Let's give all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and all praise to you, lost sheep of the house of Israel, and mankind who fears God. You better hearken to the voice. It's going to get real here. Shalom. Look out for part two.